Hey, what's up, world? It's E, and I just want to let you guys in on a little project that I'm working on. First, I want to give you a little bit of a background of who I am. So my name is Erinn, from New York, and I didn't grow up poor or rich. I actually grew up in a middle-class family. I actually had a really good childhood. I never really struggled with anything. And it was only when I moved here to California that I experienced real life woes. And when I say real life woes, I'm talking about homelessness. So I moved to LA. At first I was staying with a girlfriend, and things went a little sour with her landlord, so I actually had to leave. And when I left, I found it extremely hard to find somewhere to live. And I was in financial situations because LA is stupid expensive, and nonetheless very competitive as well when it comes to apartments. But while there, I learned to actually live in a different life setting than I'm used to. So I used to sleep in my car. I would park in rich neighborhoods because I knew that they had patrol coming around, and I just knew that if anything were to happen, at least somebody was there to witness it right on the spot. I would shower at the gym, and I would go to work after that, and then any other time that I needed to fix myself up or anything like that, I would either go to the gym, or people who were very, very welcoming would let me couch surf or even stay at their house. They even turned into lifelong friends, to be completely honest, because I'm extremely grateful for their humanity and their giving and their trust within myself. So here I am 2 years later, and I find myself in the same situation that I was actually in while in LA. This one's a little slightly different with, different experiences that happened to get me to this predicament. I will be moving out of my house September 13th, 2018, and I will go back to living in my car. Now, in the beginning, I cried. I really genuinely cried my eyes out. I prayed to God, or the universe if you must, but I believe in God. And I would just ask for signs that I'm going to be okay, signs that if I go back to living in my car, am I going to be protected? What is the purpose of this whole situation? What is going to benefit me here right now? And one day I was listening to Oprah. I listened to a lot of motivational speaking. And in one of her speeches, she talks about what is the next best right move for you. And I was like, wow, this is crazy that I'm thinking that the next right move for me is to genuinely move to my car, but am I going crazy? But you have to be real with yourself. You actually have to look at your finances. You have to really not convince yourself that you live in this box when you're really living in this box. And so when I laid everything out, I came to terms with, okay, what are my biggest bills right now that I can live without, that'll might set me back a step but will launch me 5 steps forward. And so it came down to rent. It came down to rent. And at first I thought I was crazy. I'm like, okay, you're not going to have a place to live. Why would you think that this makes sense? And the reason why it makes complete sense is because, going back to Oprah, she talks about the energy flow in the world. And when you're aligned with your energy flow, when you're following, the mothership, you feel gravitated towards divine. And I knew that in this situation I would just, I would always have God to lean on. And so I feel better about it. I felt better about it when I thought of it like that. And I was like, wow, for once, like, this situation actually is not that serious. I'm actually in flow with my life, and there's a greater purpose to come out of this. And it's not a failure, and it's an experience, an experience in this lifetime. And failure is really just a time in your life where God is telling you that this isn't for you. I have something better, or the universe or the force or nature is telling you there's something bigger for you. This is just material stuff. This is just an apartment. This is just right now. This is not forever. And so I came up with the idea that instead of being sad about my situation, how can I turn my situation to benefit the world, benefit our nation, America, benefit the city that I call home now, Sacramento? And it's to just talk to people who are in the same situation as me, who might not have that person to tell them, hey, listen, you can get out of this, or this is only temporary. Shout out to Kenny, because he always told me that everything is temporary. That's my homeboy from back in New York. Maybe they didn't get that talk, and I did. So I want to talk to people and ask them, how did you get here? How did you manage to not be in the same boat as, quote unquote, like the average person? Maybe, I drive past homeless people all the time, and they hold up signs and they say, we'll work for money, or I'm hungry, whatever. And I just think, like, that was somebody's daughter, or that was somebody's sister, niece, best friend, babysitter, who knows, or that was somebody's son. That was somebody's best man, maybe at one point. Maybe he was even a CEO of his own company and it went bankrupt. Like, what happened? And that is just something that I, Erinn, always ask people that I meet, is what is reality? What is your life like for you? And so, with that being said, I'm going to be interviewing homeless people, and I want to know their journey. I want to know their personality, because when your personality comes to serve your soul, that is like the ultimate authentic power. And I heard that from Oprah when I was like watching her, and she got it from a man named Gary Zoloff. My personality is to talk to people. I've always talked to people when I was younger. My mom used to say all the time, like, Erinn, all you do is talk to strangers, like, what's up with this? And I'm just like, hey, that's me, But I want to know their journey. I want them to know that I'm not the average person to just overpass them. And there's many other people like me out in the world. I believe genuinely from my heart that every person on this planet deserves to have 5 minutes at least of fame. And I don't mean fame like you're set on a platter, I mean to show that you're alive, show that you actually walk this earth along with everybody else. Like, your purpose on this earth is just as valuable as mine and my neighbors and the people in the next town over, of the world as a whole, because we all still live in the same energy flow. Will Smith also brought up a really good fact that if you don't use your gift to serve someone else's reality, basically, these aren't his exact words, please don't quote me on it, but this is what he was trying to say, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. We're meant to serve other people. We're meant to serve each other. We're meant to help each other here. And I just want to talk to people. I just want to bring light to their world. My intentions are for them to be noticed and to know that they actually have a friend out there, and to know that just because, yeah, you might be in this predicament, you are a person too. You bleed the same blood. You cry the same tears. You share the same joy, you know, and I just want the world to get out of this social media state and look at all these other people's lives and think, why is my life not like that? Why am I stuck in this struggle? Or to think like it's supposed to be this certain persona of like materialistic things, and to have all these cars and the biggest house and the fattest shoes and longest gold chain, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, life is about leaving your legacy here. It's about just sharing love, honestly. It's about just sharing love. And I want to leave a legacy here on earth, because there's people in a hospital on their deathbed begging God for another chance. And while I'm here, I'm going to take advantage of every chance I get, no matter if I'm in a certain predicament, because decisions, not circumstances, determine your destination. And even though I'm in this circumstance, I'm making the decision to shed light with it instead of leaning towards the dark and getting sad and depressed over it and thinking the worst. And like Maya Angelou says, like, your legacy, you never know your legacy. You'll never know what it's going to be. But your legacy lies in the people you've touched. That is true legacy. When somebody can hear your name and your name brings joy. And that's all I want. That's my legacy. I don't care about money. I don't care about fame. I don't care about, I mean, I like shoes and stuff, but like, that's not what I'm here to do, you know? Legacy for me is people and how I can make a change in the world and what I need to do. So this is my purpose, and it took this circumstance for me to figure out my purpose. And so with that being said, what makes us human, genuinely human, are our truths. So who are you?